Yo, what up guys? It's your boy here, Judai, Yuki, giving you a Joey Wheeler Battle City deck profile. I've been wanting to have this deck out for a long time. I've gotten a request from the user Dragon Ball, I believe. He really wanted this deck. I said I would get it to him, but you know, with school and a bunch of other stuff getting in my way, it was hard. Even now, it's not like we weren't able to get every single card, but I was able to at least print out some of the cards that we were missing. But I feel like I got a really good build out of this, a good Battle City build. It's actually pretty stronger than I thought. I mixed in the Battle City cards with the cards he used in Duel's Kingdom 2, so that way there's more variety to go for. So let's start. We'll start off with the Red Eyes Black Dragon. Technically speaking, he didn't use this in Battle City because he gave it to Yuki, so he doesn't use it, but I only added it in there just because I know some people are going to be like, oh, well, it's Red Eyes, and you know, that's his ace monster, it has to be in the deck. So just for that purpose, I was like, alright, I'll add it into the deck just for those people, but technically he didn't use it in Battle City. But still, it's his ace, so, you know, just in general, for a good Joey deck, you gotta have his ace there somewhere. Then we got the level 5 Flame Swordsman, normal monster, how he's originally supposed to be, not a fusion. Stupid as hell. Not necessarily the best card because it's a level 5 with only 1800 attack. They kind of fixed it with Blue Flame Swordsman in Season 4 and made it actually make sense. But it's still good. I could still find ways to power him up, and you'll see much later that I could power him up to make him do some real damage. But I still love Flame Swordsman. He's still one of my favorites, even though he's not the greatest. Alright, next, so these are the high level monsters that I'm doing. So next we got Jinzo, which he won from Esperoba. Very powerful card. You gotta have this card. It prevents trap cards. It's just ridiculously good. We all know that. Then we got Guilford the Lightning, which he used against Marek. A really good card. Destroys everything when he's summoned, or when he's tribute summoned to the 3 monsters. So he's really powerful. And then we got Insect Queen in here, because he won this from Weevil, and you know, just to give him another high level monster. And this is Battle City, so since he won it, he did use it also in a duel. So I wanted to add it. It should be fun. So Insect Queen, you could take it out and replace it for some of his other cards or something. That's perfectly fine. But you know, if you want to try it out just for fun, you can. Next we got Tiger Axe, Copycat, Goblin Attack Force, Time Wizard, Rocket Warrior, Hayabasa Knight. We got Baby Dragon, nice and hollow. Little Wingard, Panther Warrior, which can't even attack unless you tribute something. It's so stupid, but it works with his deck. But Gearfeed the Iron Knight, cool card. Swordsman of Landstar, Alligator Sword, Axe Raider, Hero of the East and Battle Card. We don't have these 2 cards. As you can see, these are printouts. Looks pretty bad, but this is what we have for now. I need to buy these cards, but yeah. He has a lot of ways to increase attack points here, so even if he has a bunch of weak monsters in his deck, he has ways to increase their attack or to protect them. He actually has some pretty powerful cards, which I'll get into with the spells and traps to either help them from destruction or power them up, or, you know, just mess up your opponent. Alright, so I'm going to move on to the spell cards now. Okay, so for the spell cards, I believe I think this was 21. No, this is 20 monsters. I think I ran. Let me see. I think this is 12 spells and 8 traps. Alright, so starting off with the original cards, we got Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed, Polymerization, Graceful Dice. It's classic. You could use either this effect or the anime effect. His anime effect is a little more situational. I believe it's like you target a monster that, I think if it has 500 or less attack points, you could multiply its attack equal to the amount of the roll. So if it's 6, you get to multiply 5 times 6, which would be like 3,000 attack and stuff like that. So you could try to use that effect, because he does have a couple weak monsters in there. But if there's not enough, then for sure just use its regular effect. It's still good, and it pumps up all your monsters. It's real effect. Then we got Scapegoat, You use it for Panther War and for tribute. Oh, we're gonna use the anime effect, which means you can tribute the tokens, because that's the way he does it in the show, and that's the way it makes sense. We got Giant Trunade. Super important to have this card. This is the only spell and trap card removal you have in the entire deck. It's literally out of everything. I could double check, but I'm pretty sure this is the only one he has. So if you draw this early, keep it in your hand until the moment that you desperately need it. And when you're gonna make a big comeback move to try to win, get rid of his back row right there. You know, just save it for when you need it, because this is the only thing you have to get rid of back row. So be very careful how you use that card. Don't just use it just to get rid of one if you don't really need to. Yeah, then we got the new card, Roulette Spider, that we got from the Dragons of Legend 2. Pretty interesting effect. I didn't think they would make this card, but they actually did. Its effect is when an opponent's monster declares an attack, roll a 6-sided die and apply one of these effects. If you roll a 1, you half your life points. If you roll a 2, you make that attack a direct attack. If you roll a 3, choose one monster you control and change the attack target to that monster. So basically the rolls from 1 to 3 are kind of the negative side effects, and 4 and up are the more positive ones. So 4 is choose one other monster your opponent controls, change the attack target to it, and perform damage calculations. So you could actually make one of his monsters attack one of his own monsters. So it's kind of cheap and good, but you gotta roll a 4 for that. If you roll a 5, you can negate the attack and inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's attack. Really good. If you get a 5, that's really great. And then a 6, destroy that opponent's monster. So 4 and up is the really good stuff. So you gotta be lucky. This is a Joey deck, so you gotta be really lucky with some of these dice rolls and coin flips or whatever. Next we got Shield and Sword. This is very important to swap attack and defense against Kaiba or other monsters that have high attack points. They usually have low defense, so you switch it and then you go for your plays. You summon your high level monsters after you activate this, so that way it goes off more smoothly and you can overpower stuff. Then we got Foolish Burial to send a monster to the graveyard. You could bring it back with Monster Reborn, send Red Eyes or whatever you want, and then bring it back. So it's also really helpful. Next we got the quick equip spell card Lightning Blade. This only equips to a warrior type and it gains 800 attack. He has a lot of warrior types in here, so you could equip this to some of them. And like I said, there's a lot of weak monsters in this deck, so you're gonna need that power boost for sure. So that's gonna be real great. Next, we got 2 anime cards that were released in Battle City, and I think one of these was also released in the Virtual World arc, which happened before the finals of the Battle City, so it still counts. We got. I'll start off with the equip spell card. We got Burning Soul Sword. It has a really good effect. You equip this to any monster, which is great. It's not situational. Once per turn, you contribute one monster you control. You contribute one monster to have the equipped monster gain attack equal to the attack of the attributed monster, and this is once per turn. So each turn you could keep sacrificing some of your monsters to power it up. So it'll be really good. You have, let's say you have Guilford the Lightning, equip this, tribute your Red Eyes, he'll gain 24, and that's permanent, that's not until the end phase. And then next turn you contribute another monster, gain more attack points, and keep building up. So this is a very good power up card. I haven't used it yet because this is new, I just printed it for this deck. But I really want to test this out, this should be good. And also, if you want to be cute, equip this to one of your lower leveled monsters, sacrifice your higher level ones just to give them more attack and kill them with a low leveled monster, just to be cheap. That's what you gotta do. That'd just be hilarious. But my plan and strategy is to kind of, I want to do Flame Swordsman OTK one day, where a Giant Trunade his entire back row, then equip this, and I'll get to the side deck. There's another equip spell you can equip to him, so that way he just gains so much, and I could actually kill somebody with the original Flame Swordsman. That's kind of my goal at some point. But yeah, so really good equipped spell card. I want to try that out. And the final spell card is called Energy Drain. This card is really cheap also. It's literally 2 pluses, no side effect, nothing. Energy Drain is such a good card. Its effect is target one face-up monster your opponent controls, draw 1 card, and then that monster loses all its attack. It becomes 0. So you target blue eyes, it becomes 0 and you draw a card. That's it. No side effect. Not until the end phase. It's permanently 0. You draw a card. You don't get like it's just nothing but plus.
Wow.
Nothing but plus. So this is gonna be really good. This is a good way to defeat high-powered duelists like Kaiba and anything that, because Joey doesn't have the strongest monsters, but with cards like this and cards like this to power him up, you could definitely do some real damage with Joey's deck. Finally, we got the trap cards. We'll start off with Magical Arm Shield. Really, cheap card. You get to steal one of your opponent's monsters and then make them attack that. So it's really good. We got Skull Dice. Another really good card. Its anime effect is basically the same thing. Huh?
You divide.
Yeah. You that's what I'm saying. You divide. Yeah, it's really cheap. Use its real effect for sure, but you could try that out. It divides it by the number of the dice roll. And we got Bottomless Trap Hole, which he used in the Virtual World arc. Really powerful card, especially when you're facing Kaiba with all his over 1500 attack point monsters. You can just banish the Blue Eyes White Dragon, make him upset.
Dare you, my blue eyes.
But yeah, this will be very helpful. Obviously, we also got Fairy Box, another cheap card. A chancy card, but if you get the right roll, it comes really in handy. You could really end the duel with that. But you got to keep paying life points each standby phase. You could choose not to, and then it'll get destroyed. But it's very helpful either way. We got Kunai with Chain, another really good card. Nutrient Z. He used in Battle City or in the Virtual World? One of the two.
He used it in Battle City.
Battle City, yeah, okay. So this will be good for life points if you're about to be OTK'd. Bam, you gain 4,000 and then do the battle damage after. So that's very good to save your butt right there. Then we got Trap Hole of Spikes. So another Trap Hole card. Joey actually has 3 Trap Holes, including the original, which I'll get to. Another good card. This just got printed recently, so when an opponent's monster that was normal or special summon this turn declares an attack, destroy that attacking monster, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the original attack of that monster. So another really great card, a great way to get around high-powered monsters. So honestly, this trap lineup is actually really I think it's really good, along with some of these other spell cards here. Joey's deck is kind of difficult to use at times, but he does have some aggressive cards. Once we complete his deck is going to be... I'm going to create like the god deck for Joey to make him broken, because I see a lot of potential in his cards, and he has a lot of very strong cards. The final trap card we got here is Silver Dollar, which he used in the Noah arc, the Virtual World arc. Its effect is... activate only when an opponent's monster attacks a face-up monster your opponent controls with 1,000 or less attack. Your monster is not destroyed by that battle and you take no damage from it. This is good because you have a lot Joey has a lot of weak monsters in his deck. For some reason, he's always had a lot of weak monsters in his deck. So this will protect them and protect you from damage. So it'll be really good. So that's the trap lineup right there. That's the trap. Next, we got the fusion deck, which is very small. We got Thousand Dragon and Alligator Sword. We have Poly in there, so fuse with Baby Dragons to do one of these two. This one can attack directly for the most part, except for like with Dark and Lights are on the field. And Thousand Dragon doesn't have any effect, but yeah. So it's that's the fusions. And then to the side deck we got Trap Hole, the original Trap Hole. What started it all. We got Trap Hole, we got Drop Off, and we got Gamble, which he used all in Battle City in the Virtual World. So those are good cards. We got Salamander if you want to try to have fun, try to do the whole Flame Swordsman combo. Go ahead, just have fun with it and try it out. Hinotama he used when he was possessed by Marek. He never used them after, so I guess he didn't really like the style of burning your opponent to death. So maybe that's why he took it out, even though he has those cards.
He had 3 too, right?
Yeah, he had 2 or 3. Because then he also had Meteor Destruction.
Yeah,
it was just ridiculous. You just burned like 2,500 right there. But yeah, so you could add that if you want. You could also add Meteor Destruction if you want. It's not really part of Joey's style, which is why I don't like adding it, because I just don't feel like it's Joey's way. Like he wasn't even But next we got another Crystal card, Legendary Sword. So you know, keep going with the whole power up stuff. This only works on warriors also, but equip it to Flame Swordsman. Just make him like the god card right there, if you can. Just try to make that work. That should be fun. Next we got another anime card. It's called Arduous Decision or Arduous. I don't know how to pronounce that, but its effect is you excavate the top 2 cards of your deck. Then your opponent randomly targets one of those cards that you excavated, and if it's a monster card, you can special summon it and add the other card to your hand. But if the card they chose wasn't a monster at all, then you have to discard both. So it's a chancy card, but it's a good +2 if you actually do draw a monster and they actually pick it. If you draw 2 monsters, then you're set. You get them both. Final card, block attack, because like I said, you could just build this deck all around powering up your monsters and messing up your opponent's high-level monsters, switching them to defense, switching their attacks in defense and stuff like that. This is how Joey gets around all those high-powered stuff. So it's very important. But yeah, guys, so this is the Joey deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed. I had a lot of fun making it. I still have a lot of other cards to get. Once we finally complete his deck and Kaiba's deck, you know, we might remake some of these deck profiles and stuff in the future.
Duels too.
Yeah, and we'll have duels with them as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Have fun with this deck. I know some of these cards are anime cards. I'm gonna work on trying to create a file so I can send it to everybody so they could try to download it so they can print out the cards themselves, because I know they would like to test it out that way for sure. There are other Battle City cards you could add to this deck too, so just look through the list on Yu-Gi-Oh! Wikia and make sure that it's accurate, because sometimes they'll have cards in there that aren't really a part of your deck, and because the dub messed it up as usual. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. God bless you guys. Gotcha!
Riding Duel, acceleration!
Should have done it in reverse. Repeat it again!
Riding Duel, acceleration!
Gotcha!
You fool.
And finally, for the fusions, we have Elemental Hero Flame Wingman, Elemental Hero Shining Flame Wingman, his evolved form, Thunder Giant, Rampart Blaster, Mudball Man, Steam Healer, Mariner, Dark Bright,